Hello, T-Rock, Vittles-N-Such here.
Mute your YouTube side.
It is.
Hello.
No, it's not.
On the tab. All right. I will. Give me a second. There we go. I forgot I had it open on that screen. There we go. Is that better? T-Rock here, Vittles-N-Such, with a special host, the man, the myth, the legend, Devil Dog. And doing a first live here. I'm looking back and forth because I got a chat over on the other screen. Hope everybody's having a good evening. Starting to do a YouTube channel here. I've got 1-2 videos up, do a few lives, and I'm going to do cooking videos, and I'm going to try to get people to share their family recipes with me, some older recipes. I work through them, and I like doing historical stuff and the stories behind them. I like doing the science of cooking. Alton Brown, one of the guys I really enjoy watching because I like to find out not just how to do things, but why they do it. So if issues pop up, I can find a way to resolve them and work around them. And I just like the science of it. So I tend to explain things maybe a little too much sometimes, but that's how I like to do it. I hope everyone enjoys it. Eddie, you want to come on up? That way I don't feel like I'm sitting here talking to myself.
Not really.
I talk to myself, but it's just the voices in my head.
Yep. Been
And
that way a
don't
long
always
time.
like me.
And if y'all do see the scroller, the ticker down there, you type aim high, it'll drop your link. Nightbot will drop your link. Y'all can connect with each other. And I want to thank everybody for coming in so far. We do have Al Chafe, my back step, me, my wife, Devil Dog's Keeper. I'm Zaxxon, Nicole Chafe, T-Rock's Vittles-N-Such, our host, and Webb's Web. I appreciate everybody for coming in for T-Rock's very first live.
I appreciate it. Figuring this out. So I should be able to learn it pretty quick. My regular day job, I do IT support, and I've done communications and electronics and IT for over 20 years. So I should be able to figure it out.
He's not that bright.
Yeah. I was bright enough not to go into the Marine Corps.
You see,
So
I got to fly.
all kinds of stuff here, not just food, but if you feel free to pick on the Marine Corps all you want to, it's okay. We'll try to explain it to Eddie as we go along. So, yeah, trying to learn the system and get to know some people, and I don't really care about getting monetized. I'm just doing this for fun. I went to culinary school, did that for quite a while. I had some side businesses, a company called Cooking with Class, where I would do cooking class dinner parties with people. And I had another one called the Ooey Gooey Cookie Company, where I would do cookie gift baskets. So I've been messing with this since 2001 is when I started really getting into it and going to culinary school. So I've learned a lot. I want to share some stuff, but I got a lot to learn. And
Now, let me
learn from other people too.
Now, let me ask you this, Bobby,
What?
or T-Rock. How many barbecue teams were you on?
We did some local ones in city south of Friendswood. So it was a church group that we had, and we did a couple of barbecue cook-offs and a chili cook-off.
How many trophies have you won? No, it is set for everyone.
3 or 4. The barbecue cook-off, I won I won 2 on that, and I think I won 2 on the chili cook-off. So I tend to like to do a bison and chili, and then a venison chili, and grind up my spices and then do it fresh that way. And I think it turns out pretty good most of the time.
Hold on a minute. Ralph, try it again, because I did just go and look and it does say everyone. It doesn't say moderator. Try it again.
I'll pop that chat out so I can actually see it.
That's what I told you earlier, but you didn't listen to me.
On the other screen, I restarted.
And you don't have to, you do have the chat on the StreamYard as well.
Yeah, but if I make it that small on the laptop, I don't see it. So normally I'm on my other computer, nice big screen.
I see what you're saying.
I do it here at the coffee bar in my kitchen today, so I'm running on a couple of laptops.
It just didn't like you the first time, Ralph.
So I want to know how many foodies we have in here.
Let me ask you a question, Bob.
What?
You want to invite people up on panel to talk to them, so they ain't got
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm going to show you how to do this. You see the little guy down at the bottom that says invite?
Yeah, I call him Eddie.
Hey, Vanessa. You click on the little invite, and then you'll copy that link, the little blue button, and then you go down there to post a comment and paste it in there, hit enter. And that'll paste it.
Yeah, little guy where? In StreamYard?
Yeah, in StreamYard, down at the very bottom. You may have your picture too big. Yeah, you do. You have it full screened, I think.
No, I went off it.
Okay, well, even if you have it full screen, when you take your cursor down at the bottom, you'll see mute, stop cam, settings, present, and invite. Click the invite, copy that link, and paste that link over in the post a comment. Now, once you do that, if you do that in StreamYard, you can post it either side. Hey, Homestead Aquarius, thanks for coming in. Now, go over on your over to the right, the little 3 dots, click on them and click pin comment, and it'll pin that link to the top. That way, anybody that wants to come up on stream on panel can come up on panel. Now, when you do invite somebody up on panel, when they're
try that again.
You blocked Nicole.
Yeah. I keep grabbing the wrong. I got a mouse and then I got my touchpad and I hit the wrong one. I put myself in timeout.
I'll tell Nicole.
What did he do?
He accidentally blocked Nicole instead of pinning the comment.
No, it blocked the comment, I thought.
Well,
no, that blocks her.
Yeah, you blocked it. It says Nicole Chafe was blocked for 5 minutes. See, you're already trying to lose subscribers.
You know what?
Hey, you gotta break some eggs to make
absolute best. You bring me up on panel and block my wife. I love you already.
Hey,
I'm not saying I was bribed to do that by anybody.
Thanks for coming in, Aquarius. Okay, you still didn't pin the link. You see where your link is over in YouTube side, not StreamYard side, but it says T-Rocks, Vittles-N-Such, and then it has the HTTPS StreamYard.
Yep.
Go over to the 3 dots on the very right-hand side, click on those, and click on pin.
Okay.
And it'll pin it to the top.
Who else is he going to block now?
Probably myself.
Nicole, if your name is close to that link, you're probably going to be banned from the channel.
There you go. Now it's pinned. Now, if somebody tries to, just to let you know, if somebody tries to come up on panel, if they're in what's called the basement, you see the 3 little pictures of me, you, and Alf on the bottom, not the big screen, but down below.
Yep.
If somebody comes up with an audio avatar, do not let them up on panel, because sometimes they'll go up on panel and they'll take off their audio avatar or whatever, and they'll be naked. And that's not good. So you want to be able to make sure you can see their face and stuff when they're down there. before you let them up.
So these people are that desperate for somebody to see them?
Some of them are. Ain't they, Al?
How many times have you done it, Eddie?
I haven't done it, but actually there was somebody that got hit twice the other day under two different people's name. So you just want to make sure that there's a face down there and they're not naked and stuff like that. But I'll be here. I'll be here to help you with that, to bring them up and put them down and stuff like that as well.
Maybe I'll just put them up there and make fun of it.
Hey, Nicole. she's listening right now. I'm pretty sure she can hear you on Al's computer.
How long does that last for?
500 seconds or 300 seconds, 5 minutes.
And you can't undo it?
I don't know.
You think you don't know?
I don't know. You just put her in timeout. I've never tried to undo it. I never.
No, leave her there. No. Can you add 500 seconds? How about an hour? Can we get an hour?
So let me ask you this, T-Rock. If they want to send you a recipe for you, so what are you going to do with the recipes they send you?
I'm going to go over them. I'm going to check them out. I'll test some of them. I like to find the history on them.
Well, let me
talk about them. So some of them, especially the older recipes, they'll use terms and measurements that aren't used today. So we kind of got to figure out, okay, what is it that they want? What is it they're trying to accomplish so we can make the recipe work with today's measurements or today's ingredients that we know and understand.
So let me ask you a question. So you're going to cook their recipe, right? And you're going to try it. You're going to try it out, right?
Well, yeah, some of them I will. I can't do them all, but a lot of them I will. The only ones I can't are the ones that have bell peppers in them. I would have to augment that, but I'll do what I can.
Or you could do it and have somebody else try it.
Yeah, that's what I had to do in cooking school too.
But here's the thing too. When you do that, are you going to make a video of you doing it and then shout out the channel, which is basically okay. Well, and that's what I'm saying. Post the video and shout out the channel and put a link in there to say
it'll be. I'm not making any money on this. I'm not trying to make anything. I'm not going to steal anybody's recipes. I'm just interested in learning about them. Make a video on it and be like, hey, this is really good. This comes from this region and it filtered down this way. And they've done some interesting stuff with it, and make a video on it. And this person sent it to me and shared it, and it's been in their family. If they give me the story on it, then that's even better. I can share that. Well,
now let me ask you a question. Have you looked in that recipe book that I gave you?
My wife snagged it. I need to grab it from
her. Well, what I was saying, I was wondering if you had looked in there and seen anything that you may be interested in cooking or whatever in that.
Not yet. I've got to grab it. The wife was looking at it last night when we went out.
You see, the recipe book that I gave him was a recipe book that my family, which my mom had 11 brothers and sisters, and there's a ton of cousins and nieces and nephews and everything else in there. And it's a recipe. It's a book to where they put it together and made a hardback of it. And it has pictures and recipes of different things and stuff like that of different family members.
Give me just a second. I'm going to grab my glasses so I can read this stuff easier. I'll be right back.
You getting old?
Yep.
Hey, grab the recipe book too. Show and tell, brother. Is Nicole unblocked yet?
Oh God, man. That was me. Sorry.
Is Nicole? Why didn't you grab
my reading glasses?
Why didn't you grab the recipe book, show and tell?
I think.
You're gonna have to go back and block her again. She's talking in the chat again.
See, my wife got me this one here. From the early 1800s, and I've been going through it, and the author may be related. I haven't found the link yet, but I think she is to my family.
Nice.
Well, I
And
have
she
some.
used to have, she started cooking school, and she was kind of one of the first to start cooking school, and was a writer for the New York Times way back then, teaching people how to eat well on small amounts of money.
Now, I have something else to say. You see this guy that I got highlighted there, Homestead Aquarius?
Yep.
Remember I told you to go to his channel the other day when I was over at your house?
Okay.
This
I got
guy,
mainly like Swiss cheese.
he's a gardener, dude. Remember
Yeah.
I told you
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
And
yeah,
remember,
yeah.
and the thing is, if you have any kind of gardening questions or whatever, he would be one to ask. Okay, because he is involved in like different collabs such as Shed Wars and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is Robert's also Aquarius. T-Rock's also starting a garden outside. He did actually a cool thing with a live well. He actually created a planter kind of out of a live well, out of a fishing well, and then he's also doing a kind of like a raised garden bed or whatever with cinder blocks and stuff like that. He's going to be growing fruits and veggies or herbs, spices and herbs or stuff like that. And he's done it before at his old place with spices and herbs and stuff. So a lot of stuff that he may be gardening, he may be cooking with as well.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
That's the plan. I got put in 4 fruit trees, a couple of grapevines, tomato plants, and now I've got to till that up and get in some winter vegetables, some winter squash and such.
Now, Robert T-Rock, what I want you to do though, honestly, is either you can do it 2 ways. Either one, take your camera out there or whatever and video your live well planter and your in-ground garden and your trees and talk about it and post it as a video, or on your next live, take a camera out there and show us, what your plans are and what you got going and stuff like that.
Yep. I got to get in some blackberry bushes. I always plant those, and hopefully next spring I'll put in a couple of beehives.
And are you familiar with anybody in here, Robert? T-Rock?
You and your wife.
Hey, Eagles Trigger, how you doing?
Radio Jonesy, I've talked to him on your channel a few times.
Yep, Radio Jonesy's from Australia, Tasmania. And Nicole and Al Chafe right here. My back step.
Belt loop. Maybe he got buried in a carton of empty ice cream.
Now, Al,
So
Belt Loop's
cop that dog now.
Belt Loop isn't at work right now. Let me find out where Belt Loop is. But Al Chafe here, he's like a bushcrafter, camper, hiker, or camper, bushcrafter and stuff. And he lives in Canada, him and his wife, Nicole.
What part of Canada?
I'm going to call. Oh, shoot. I didn't get to tell you. Hey, Al, you remember me telling you, I think I've told you a long time ago that my buddy, his wife's from Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's T-Rock. His wife's from Canada.
Oh, nice.
Where to in Canada?
Where to is she from?
Just outside of Peterborough.
Okay.
I'm in Newfoundland.
Oh, you're Newfies.
Yeah. Nicole is not. She was born up in the mainland. Mainlanders. What are you gonna do with them?
What are you gonna do with them? They don't
can't ship them nowhere. Can't ship them nowhere. No one wants them back. I'm getting all kinds of death.
The first time I went up there, I had to laugh my butt off. I'm like, I understand why they had free healthcare up there, because literally every other block there was a donut and a coffee place next to a beer store.
Well, now there's one on every block.
Every block now.
It's been a while since you were here, is it?
Now, are you a Coffee Time or a Tim Hortons?
Yeah. Now we have Starbucks too, so now they took up every other block. See.
You got to get your Timmies.
Oh, people love Tim's. I had to stop going to the coffee shops like that. I was drinking 3 and 4 of them a day. It's bad.
Yeah,
You always got Dunkin' Donuts down there.
yeah. In some areas, in this area, it's Shipley's.
We don't have a Dunkin' Donuts up here.
Yeah.
And
That's like-
you got 8 people watching now and 10 likes so far, T-Rock.
Nice.
Okay. Just let me
Jonesy's
know
in
if
the
anybody's spitting at me or throwing something at me. That way I can duck. So
Why are you laughing at us, Jonesy? You're from Australia.
No, he's from Tasmania.
Tasmania is in Australia, Nicole.
What's up, Big Rock?
Joker. I like the joke a lot, and
Robert?
I like. What,
I
I thought
knew-
he was buried under a mountain of empty ice cream cartons.
No, I still got some more.
He just chewed it. He just ate his way out. Look, see.
I don't know if it's true, Belt Loop. Eddie told me you eat so much ice cream when you go to the loo, it looks like soft serve being pumped out there.
I did not say that, Gary.
That
He's
sounds
trying
like a T-Rock insult to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
Oh,
I like my ice
that's a
cream.
good one.
No doubt, I love my ice cream.
I like my milkshakes.
What's up, Jonesy?
Going good, mate.
Hey, buddy. It is
How are we all
Saturday.
going? Saturday, and it's cold and wet.
Cold
Wow.
and wet.
Oh, there's a
Never
ship
had
coming
one
in.
of these things.
There's a ship coming in the distance behind that telegraph pole. A couple of tugboats and
Telegraph pole.
Telegraph.
What? And you think we're funny here? We don't use telegraph anymore. That went out in like the 40s, man.
Y'all call it
you,
electricity, not water.
Wait a minute,
what do you think those other wires are? Look at the other wires.
You were
Okay.
just laughing at newfies in the chat room,
Oh,
were you?
if I take any more of
We're
yours-
smart enough to use a telephone, not a
Where'd he go? You made
This
Jonesy mad
telegraph
now.
cut out. This telegraph cut out.
Somebody had to send some Morse code. They had to come off there.
Hey, what's website? Hey,
couldn't-
Gary.
I couldn't let that
Steve
pass.
Ross.
I'm sorry, I couldn't.
Over to Jonesy.
Oh, yeah, Bobby has deer in his yard too. Actually, his neighbor has a deer feeder back there. But last night I was on a live and I went to let Gracie out to the go to the bathroom, and there was a deer right in my driveway. And I ran back in here to get my phone, scrambled to get back up on panel, and I was trying to walk out to the deer to get them, and they seen the deer's butt at least. But yeah, we have 13 deer that usually drink in
I
our
don't
pond
know,
back
mine
there
are
and
coming
everything.
around now, Eddie. I think it's been a couple of weeks because the neighbors across the road started doing some work back there where they crossed their place to come over, and I think it spooked them.
Oh wow! Hey Nancy, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. Everybody remember to hit the
Jamie, I
like
got
button,
some
Gary.
sweet potato pie for you, Jamie. No pecans on it this time.
Gary, did you hit the like button?
What?
What's wrong? What'd you forget?
I forgot something.
What'd you forget?
I was going to go today and pick something up at the store.
Hey Gary, coffee.
Coffee. Yeah, I got coffee.
No, Gary, coffee.
Well,
No, what you told me to remind you about coffee.
yeah, but that still don't remember. That still don't.
His reminder never reminded him.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking at Devil Dog's name on there.
I thought Devil Dog decided he wasn't going to be your notification bell.
Well, see, it works like this. I ask him to ask Jamie. Then Jamie can tell him to remind me.
Uh-huh.
Trouble is, something gets lost in the translation if I don't remember it.
I tell my wife she's my external memory source.
Yeah. Well, Tammy wasn't feeling well today, so that threw me everything out of whack. Normally, she's gone by the time I get up. And so when I got up and she was there, and she ain't even made no coffee today. So
I'm wondering, Gary, if throwing things out of whack is bad, is in whack good?
yeah, in whack's good.
Okay.
You know, Gary likes cooking too. He has a channel that actually says Belt Loop 29 can cook.
Yeah. Now I'm probably not as classic or not as good as you, T-Rock, but Robert.
Hey, you don't have to be trained to be a good cook.
Of Kevin Beltloop.
And y'all feel free to connect. Eagles Trekker picked up Our Treasured Home. And all you have to do is, if you notice somebody that's in the chat that you don't have, type aim high. It'll drop your link and people connect to each other.
I like that.
I do not like that. I can actually change it to type USMC.
Jonesy had to leave to go and put it on the Telegram.
Can you spell USMC?
Well, see, there's that old saying, if you shoot for the moon, even if you miss, you'll be amongst the stars. That's a good thing.
What if you hit a black hole?
Well, then you'll still be amongst the stars.
Wait, a black hole's nothingness, Gary.
No, it's not. A black hole is not nothingness. A black hole is where the gravity is so intense that it presses everything together and the light cannot escape from it. So,
if you hit a black hole, that would really suck.
Now, see,
it would.
Your telescope that they put out there, Gary, disproved that. There is some light escaping.
Well, I think it was the absence of light that proved that it wasn't, that it was there, wasn't it?
You don't see the black hole. You see the light warped around the black hole.
Nancy, that's just showing how old he is.
Well, what was it that she heard that you hadn't heard in a long time?
That saying you just said.
Oh,
hey, but
okay.
Hold on. Let me do this real quick. T-Rock, what is your email address? You haven't told them how to send you their recipes.
All right.
T-Rock, Vittles-N-Such at Gmail.
Vittles and
it should be in YouTube, in the YouTube info, correct, Eddie?
Gmail.com. Yes, it is on his About page, guys. We added that, but I will put that
I set that up because I'm going to set up the Gmail as a share to put a bunch of my stuff for all of y'all to get to. So recipes and notes from when I was in school and the material that I used, I'll put in there and it'll be shared out and any of y'all can get to it.
Looks like Jonesy's got his telegraph back up.
I used drafted in chat for me because I can't.
What's that, Nicole?
Even share
up.
T-Rock's email in the past.
Hey, if you like, Robert, I keep saying that because I'm told I wasn't supposed to call you Bobby. But, if you like, I can go get another thing of ice cream, eat it right here on camera so it can still be a mukbang.
A what?
A mukbang?
We can't use that language, Gary.
What?
We can't use that kind of language in here.
A mukbang is not a bad word. It's an Asian thing. Yeah.
You didn't strike me as Asian.
Well, sorry. So you prejudging me? You assuming my ethnicity.
They're picking on everyone down the bottom of the screen here, Gary.
Now, I know they say don't judge a book by its cover, but isn't that what a book cover is for?
Yeah. That's a good saying too.
It is.
Hey, Radio Jonesy, glad you're back. You get jumped by some kangaroos.
No, I just playing an Eddie game. That's when you feel a bit shitty, you just jump down.
It's when somebody gets the better of you, you jump down.
No. The telegraph poles here. Look, we got telegraph poles. You might have power poles, but we don't call them that here.
Jonesy,
got
that ain't
hydro
right, man.
Telegraph.
I wasn't even here to defend myself, and you badmouthing me, Jonesy.
Well, I can jump. Want me to jump again?
Oh, wait a minute.
I'm just watching that. I'm watching that ship come in. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, to the left, out there.
Yeah. It'll take him about an hour to get in there and dock. But
You're kind of high up there, Jonesy. Are you in an apartment?
No, it's his house.
no,
No.
on the hill.
Eddie,
Yeah.
did you want to drop the email in the chat?
There it is right there.
So, you got it up on the screen. Hang on, that'll come up there now in a second at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, years ago, I had a food blog called Vittles-N-Such. And Rock was a nickname in the military. And when I started using it online, a bunch of people started using it. So I changed it to Tex Rock, which then became T-Rock.
Is it T-Rock's Kitchen? No.
No, T-Rock's Vittles-N-Such.
I'm having trouble getting it to come up. I'm trying to put a post in my community tab, and it ain't coming up. Maybe I need to make sure it's that V is capitalized.
So I'm getting ready to do like my first series. I'll do some recipes that can be used at Thanksgiving, like the sweet potato pie. I did a split sweet potato pecan pie with a bourbon sauce on it. And
It late for Thanksgiving for me.
I took that over to Eddie's, and he got one bite of it, but he's allergic to the sugars, so his son got the rest.
All right,
I
guys.
think Miss Jamie might have had a bite.
Just to let y'all know, I did drop his link over there. If you're not connected to him, please connect it. He's got a whole 26 subscribers right now. So if you're not connected, please connect to T-Rock's Vittles-N-Such.
Hey, it's
Eagles
one
Trekker
video,
says,
man. 26 people wanted to watch one video.
No, I don't know why. Hey, Homestead
Hey,
Aquarius, thanks for coming in, brother.
People subscribe to people with no content at all.
Nicole has got over 50 subscribers. She doesn't have nothing on her page.
Hey, that's a lot of hard work pushing that. So
We think you got her tied up behind the scenes there, Al.
I think she
Yeah,
might
but-
have another channel you don't know about.
But
Yeah,
Nicole's a good mod too.
she is.
That's why she got the subscribers, because she's always in modding for people.
Hey, do me a favor, T-Rock. Before Gary gets all upset, go make him a mod real quick. Go make him a mod. I showed you how to do it. Make Beltloop 29 a mod.
At least then, I can't be thrown out on purpose, accidentally.
Hold on, before you make it.
I don't know. He
before you-
blocked Nicole right away.
He did, Gary. It was hilarious. I was trying to teach him how to pin a link, and he put her in timeout. Al thought it was freaking hilarious.
Oh, I've been waiting for him to do it again.
Where is
That's funny.
Luke?
That right
Well,
there is funny.
let me go ahead and put Gary in timeout before you make him a mod.
I don't see Gary in the chat.
It's Beltloop 29, bro.
I know.
It's not-
Is it on the YouTube side?
Oh,
or
type
is it
type
StreamYard?
no YouTube side. Type something, Gary. I don't know if he typed something.
I don't think he's typed anything. I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
Well-
he mean
There we go.
there you go.
Go figure. What?
So put in timeout, right?
Yeah.
See, I think he keeps changing on me.
Probably not a good idea.
He made our treasured home. That's
Anywhere
funny.
when you click on it, it says report user.
Mhm.
No, that is moderator.
Yeah, don't tell him report as you don't ow. He's
There you go.
don't tell him that crap.
That's okay. I know how to report Al right back.
No, I'm not doing nothing. I never did nothing to nobody.
Are you a mod now, Gary?
Let me look. I don't think so.
He's in timeout.
Type something, Gary, and see if it comes up.
Yep.
Yes, you
apparently
are.
I am.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Let the trouble commence. Bellu, do you have like a plastic protector over your keyboard for all the ice cream melt?
No,
I like this place already.
Gary, you see what I'm saying? I've had to deal with this my whole life. Okay. And he comes up with stuff like this all the time. He's a smart butt.
What are you talking about?
He's a smart butt. Another word for it.
You can be a smart one or a dumb one.
that's true.
Nancy, our treasured home, T-Rock says, are you going to put a cookbook together or do you just want recipes?
No, I'm just doing recipes. I'm not putting together a book. Just online.
Reminds me, I need to make a video.
Now,
I started one, but it'll be of mine. I'm not going to use other people's unless they want me to or give me permission.
Yeah, exactly.
Use their stuff.
That may be something you might want to ask when they email you a recipe.
Yeah.
They may want to say in the email whether they mind it being shared out to people or not.
Okay, well, I can
write a recipe. I mean, that's just the way it is. But I'm not going to try and use anybody's, especially if it's their family one. That's theirs. I'm not trying to.
I can tell you right now, any recipes that I send you, you're more than welcome to share them out. So
I tell you what, I'm gonna give you one. Just free right now.
When it has curd and gravy and fries, that's a known recipe.
No, this is different. This is what you do is get you some rye bread. All right, and then you put the rye bread, you slide some mustard on it. And then you put a slice of Swiss cheese on it. Then you take you some sandwich dill pickle slices and put those on there. And then you take you some kielbasa and you go through and you slice that kielbasa in half and cook it up and then put that on there. Then you get you some sauerkraut. And that you drain the sauerkraut. You can even fry it up a little bit if you want and throw that on there. Then take another slice of rye bread, slap a little mustard on it and put it on it.
What kind of sauerkraut?
Was is that?
Oh, sauerkraut's in a jar.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Or
okay. I got two things to say. Number one, Eagles Trekker, Jamie, my wife, Devil Dog's keeper, she does that all the time, makes leftover cold spaghetti sandwiches. Number two, T-Rock was stationed in Germany, Gary, so he knows about the
kielbasa.
Sauerkraut.
No, I like me some sauerkraut.
He also knows about beer.
Hey, beer, and drink a beer with it.
Spaghetti ice cream.
Like Coors and Budweiser and stuff anymore. I just can't. It's not worth it.
He likes that specialty beer stuff. And actually, Al, I don't know if you've seen, I had some Canadian.
I like a lot of ales and wheat beers.
I had some Canadian stuff before he gave to me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was it?
I don't remember. What was it, Bobby?
Couldn't have been very good.
Molson.
Oh, Molson Canadian.
Yeah, I think I had some Molson. I think I brought some kokanee home one time. I thought I gave him some
You
kokanee.
should have gotten him Black Horse.
I didn't see the black horse. There was a red, something red.
We got White Horse.
And I don't remember what it's called, but it's one of their red ales that I would drink there. But when I was there, I usually just drank kokanee. It was pretty cheap and drinkable.
I don't drink any beer at all. Hurts my stomach.
Yeah, I've gotten to where the older I get, I can do ales, I can do darker stuff, but
Oh, I can't drink it at all.
Gary, try mashed potatoes. What?
On a
bread?
sandwich and a bread. Yeah, heck yeah, brother. You know, you can fry it up. Put some cheese, some sour cream in that. Put some chives in that. You know, just like a loaded potato, mashed potato type thing, and then slap that on some bread. Man, that's some good eating.
boy, that's some carbs on top of carbs on top of carbs.
That's probably why it's really good.
I'm thinking that might not work on a keto diet.
It wouldn't work for me.
It works for me whenever I do it. I don't do it very often, but
You sound like my son. He calls himself a carbivore. He only eats carbs.
well, I like that way of thinking. But I have meat sometimes.
No, the only meat he really eats is chicken nuggets, right, Bobby?
Waffles. Boy lives on waffles.
Yeah, he lives on waffles, but I'm talking about meat. Waffles ain't meat, T-Rock.
Oh yeah, he'll
Throw
eat
some pecans in your waffles.
Chicken nuggets are technically not meat either.
I think
It is when T-Rock makes them.
It is. Yeah, we got a full breast chicken
Oh, man,
nuggets.
good.
T-Rock, what you do? All right, what you do is go get you a filleted chicken breast and cut that bad boy in slices. Not, fairly thin slices. I mean, not like that thin, but half inch, 3/4 inch long. And then you cut them things in about 3-inch strips, 2.5, 3-inch strips, and then you bread them bad boys with unbleached flour. You got your egg wash and then you got your flour, but put unwashed flour, unbleached flour on there. And then once you got them double breaded, set them bad boys in the refrigerator for about 20 minutes. And once, while that's in there, you go ahead and heat up the oil. And you just drop them bad boys in that hot oil, and they will go through, and that'll be awesome. Cover them with a little barbecue sauce or something. Hey, we talk about cooking, right?
Yep. Yipper.
So, I mean, Vittles-N-Such.
Absolutely.
I like that name, by the way. That's pretty cool.
Some victuals. That's southern slang there.
Yes, sir. But something about putting them in the refrigerator and cooling them back down in that unbleached flour, that's some fine eating. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, that flour is going to absorb some of the moisture and set and adhere to the meat more, so it doesn't just fall off.
Perfect.
You ever do like a baked fish?
Shallow fry. That's why most Southerners use cast iron to fry chicken. A shallow fry, because part of the meat is not in the oil. It gives room for the steam to escape, and the crust doesn't gather around the meat and just fall off. It actually hangs to the meat because you give it the steam room to escape for a short time.
Cool. Now, also dip honey on that fried chicken.
Yep.
That's some good eating too.
What were you saying, Al?
You ever do like a baked fish? You take potatoes and stuffing and onions, and you layer it with a layer of like codfish.
Mm-hmm.
You do your layer of potatoes, your layer of dressing, your layer of cod, and then another layer of potatoes and dressing. You add a couple of cups of water. You put it in the oven and bake it.
Cornbread or oyster? What type of dressing?
Just like just like the stuffing. Like
Well, down south we
bread.
have white bread stuffing, and we have cornbread stuffing and oyster stuffing.
Yeah, just a white bread.
White bread.
White bread with we use white bread and savory with a little bit of onion in it.
Yeah.
And bake it in the oven until the potatoes are cooked.
Mm-hmm.
Like chop your potatoes into little pieces.
Yeah.
And just layer them and bake it in the oven until the potatoes are cooked. Comes out really, really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, of course, you can use whatever portions you need for.
We used to have
farming.
the Boy Scouts do something like that. We'd give them tinfoil, and we're like, hey, layer it up. You can cook everything at once in one tinfoil package, and easy cleanup, and it's good food.
Yep.
By the way, tell Nicole she's going to have to speak up.
Well, Nicole can't speak up at the moment.
Was I talking?
No, you aren't. She's eating.
See, Sam's one of those weird ones.
He's eating something we actually saw a recipe for online today on one of the channels we went on. Somebody was already making it. It was the pork chops with the cream of mushroom soup in it.
Yeah.
It takes me about 6 hours to.
Takes her a very long time to eat.
Hey, T-Rock, have y'all already eaten?
Yeah.
I was going to say, maybe you should have made sure people ate before they come on your show. Because Jamie said, okay, y'all are making me hungry now.
Peas, ham steak, black-eyed peas, and fried squash, fried yellow squash. That's what I've got over here to the side, and I'm eating it.
See, he got to worry about it. He's snacking while he's here talking about all the food, see? So he's not getting hungry.
Gary and him will get right along. They're doing mukbangs.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with fried squash.
Hey, T-Rock, Gary likes his mukbangs. Maybe I should put him up by you.
What sounds like pea soup without soup?
Nancy.
I'm Batman.
I couldn't see it.
She said green beans, potatoes, chopped up and cooked in a medium heat until potatoes are done. It kind of sounds like pea soup without being soup.
I like quick, easy recipes during the week too. So, like one we'll do is we'll take pork chops and we'll make just stovetop stuffing and just layer that on it. Put it in the oven for 45 minutes. Easy peasy. Really good. You can't dry the pork chops out because they're covered. They're smothered. You can't dry them out.
Nice. That'd be something I'd like to try. Put the stove top on.
Instead of potatoes?
I'm sorry, Eddie?
I said instead of potatoes? You said stovetop stuff?
Yep. You're showing your age there. That commercial ain't been on in 2 decades.
Well, you're right there with me. And Gary's older.
You're older than me.
Not by much. 5 months. April, May, June, July, August, 5 months.
You had to count them.
Be careful.
Yeah, you're hitting
doesn't like counting.
I'm not good with numbers.
I know. What's my time?
2.5 hours ahead of us. 9:50.
9:49.
Well, I was
Gary got us. How come you can't get that there, Devil Dog?
So what's that? 12:30 here. Lunchtime. Lunch.
So, Radio Jonesy, what's the traditional dish over there in your neck of the woods?
Patty melon.
Yeah.
Don't say Vegemite.
Yeah, well, that's every.
Sandwich.
I still don't know what Vegemite is.
It's a sandwich, vegetable spread.
This is a special Australian secret. It's, I don't know. What's this traditional dish? Is just baked dinners, like anything from chicken to hams to porks to beef, roast beefs, and that sort of stuff.
Y'all do
Nothing.
a lot of baked, like casseroles, or just roast baked?
Mainly baked dinners, yeah. It's pretty basic. This container ship now is doing these big 360. Two tugboats are pushing him about.
Maybe he's hauling spinning tops around and he's testing them.
Well, see that he's coming to get paper. He's coming to get wood chips for paper and take it over to Japan or China so they can read a newspaper. It's crazy how it works. But that's what he's doing. A big pile of yellow stuff over there near the water. That's all grinded up trees.
Pulpwood?
Yeah, the old rip wood chip, turn it into paper.
Yeah.
Throw it in the bin.
There's a lot of pulpwood and paper manufacturers in the East Texas area. It's all pine. They use pine.
Yeah, well, we got so much forestry and controlled forestry where they just keep planting renewables. And it's massive over here.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
why they
Jones.
use pine trees. They grow like weeds.
Yeah.
Do they have Tasmanian devils on the mainland?
No. I take that back. They do, but only in a park or a zoo, or in a controlled environment, but not wild.
Do they keep them with rabbits and ducks?
We get rabbits everywhere. Yeah. It's you'd be surprised how similar Australia and America is. It is really, really similar. You drive on
down there makes all the animals and spiders and such so much more venomous.
Mate, probably they've been stuck on this continent for so long. The evolution, I don't know, but because we're an island, no one just travels north or south. Everyone's sort of stuck in there. I don't know, but we've just grown up with it.
Yeah.
So it's normal to us. You look out for snakes; they'll kill you. Watch out for spiders. You never know which one you're going to get bitten by. Even sharks. Go for a swim in the ocean. Make sure you're not the last person out there, or you swim in a group. You don't go out you don't swim on sunrise. You don't swim on sunset. All these golden rules that you live by,
Don't look like a seal or a penguin.
Well, there are penguins down there on the beach. Yeah, this time of year. It's penguin season.
You should write a book, Jonesy, on the golden rules. Or maybe just do a video.
We get a lot of black tip sharks here. And I go wade fishing with my cousin out at Galveston, and we would get a lot of black tips, and I caught a 6-foot one wade fishing, and we were up to about our armpits in water.
Wow.
Didn't know what it was. I was just reeling it in, and maybe 10 feet from me and about 4 foot from my cousin, it came up, and it had a head that was 2 foot across, easy. And it kind of rolled to try to get that hook out, and my cousin tried his best to walk on water to get out of there. And I was trying not to laugh and back up slowly while I was reeling him to pull him into shore.
You talking about Ron?
Yep.
I'm gonna tell him you're talking about him.
Boy, he turned white as a ghost and tried to jump out of that water and run.
I'll tell you what, have you seen bull sharks? Do you get bull sharks over there?
No, I've seen them, but no, I haven't seen any down there.
Man, they charge you. They swim and crash into you. They jump into your boat. They do all sorts of crazy stuff.
They'll
Yeah.
swim upstream into freshwater.
They do.
Too. They'll go several miles upstream.
That's it. That's right. Yeah. This is cold water down here, so we get a lot of great whites. That's probably the most dangerous one around here.
The same as up here. We got like six or seven different species of sharks. There's a great white, the bull shark. God.
Yeah.
I don't know what all of them are, but I know those two because they're probably the two most dangerous there in the water.
There's a grey nurse shark. They swim all around you. They're huge, but they won't attack you. They're quite friendly sharks, if there is such a thing.
Are we talking about cooking sharks now? Because I thought this was a cooking channel.
That's called flake.
Talk about all kinds of stuff.
It's called flake.
Well, you want to talk sharks? I saw a video. The guy hauled a shark in on his fishing line. He was on a boat, and he had the brilliant idea to stick his hand down to try and grab the hook. The shark took his little finger for his troubles.
Well, that's lucky. That's all he took.
Yeah, he's very lucky. That's all he took.
You should
Yeah,
never put your hand near a shark's mouth.
Man,
Yeah,
you just cut
especially when there's a hook in there.
One of those golden rings.
Oh man, you cut the line and let them swim.
Yep.
The
Yeah,
hook will rust
Hey,
out.
You don't
That's
put
what-
other body parts near him either, okay? Just wanted to spell it out for the Marines.
That's what Bobby. That's what T-Rock does with alligator gar too. He cuts the line and lets it go.
Yeah, it rusts out. Like that's what they're designed to do.
That reminds me, a friend of mine, got video of a gator.
He said that there a little while ago.
Now, you know it's all tail already, Belt Loop, because you started off with "It's a friend of mine."
Well, I know him. I work with him. So, he got video of a gator and sent it. I just got to figure out how to get it off of Messenger.
I can show you, Gary.
Okay.
This cat does nothing but sleep.
Yeah, but that cat's old too, Jonesy.
Oh, he's 8 and a bit, going up to 9, I suppose. He's
I think there's something else that cat does. He says, "Get the camera out of my face."
he wants attention. This one wants attention because of the dog. Hey, buddy.
So how is that cat getting along with Charlie?
Doesn't really likes him until the dog starts to play, and then he just walks away. He doesn't.
Nicole wants to see what you're eating, T-Rock.
I've got my fried squash here. We have ham steak, and I got that is a sweet potato pie. I'm making that in a cast iron pan. If you make your pies in a cast iron pan, the crust will usually come out a lot better and brown a lot better. And it's a deeper pie, so you get more pie.
Nice. What did you do with the squash? Did you just slice it and fry it, or
You do a 50-50 mix of cornmeal and all-purpose flour. Salt and pepper your flour in your cornmeal mix. So yeah, and then I like to use milk with vinegar in it, which is clabbered milk, which is a substitute for buttermilk. You take whole milk and you add a vinegar to it or lemon juice, and you get clabbered milk, and it'll thicken it up and get like a buttermilk sour type taste to it. And it's thick, so it'll hold the flour and such. You don't have to mix in egg and everything else. You can just use that. So yeah, you just do the dry, the wet, the dry, and then fry. Hit it with a little salt when it comes out. Probably do it 1/4 inch thick, and just fry it just long enough to cook the coating. If you cook it too long, the squash will just soak up that grease really quick and easy and get kind of soggy. So
Sounds pretty good.
Oh my god, squash.
Mm-hmm. I like a little bit of squash too. Oh, I'm figuring out.
I did a video on making some beef stock. I didn't post it. Trying to decide if I wanted to. It's kind of dry, boring stuff early on, but you got to learn to make the building blocks for all the other dishes. And you learn in cooking school when you cook with liquids like water, water doesn't add flavor. So we tend not to use it unless we have to. We usually use stocks. So if we're cooking rices and pastas and potatoes, we're using stock. And if you can make your stock, it's a whole lot better for you and tastes a lot better than just the broth bouillons that you get out of the store. So you
Hey,
just use them bones.
do you have you used YouTube much for recipes and checking out different ways of doing stuff?
Oh yeah, I watch a lot of stuff, and
Yeah.
there's Townsend and Sons is a channel I like to watch, and he does 17 and 1800s cooking, and he doesn't just do the recipes. He actually does the way they did it. He has a full setup to show you how he did it. And
You know,
I love to watch that channel.
his shop is in Indiana.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Keeping the old ways still going.
Yeah, and you learn a lot from it. Like a lot of the old recipes, they're not really recipes; they're what they call receipts, and it's more of a general order and process than exact recipes. A lot of the older ones, they're not saying use a quarter cup of this or a quarter cup of that, and they're saying use enough flour to bring it together. They just expected you to know more.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, mate, I've been married for 37 years or 38 years, and I can't remember how many times it wouldn't be on one hand the amount of times I've been cooking in the kitchen. I'm bad. Cooking outside, yeah, but
I don't do it all the time. Yeah.
These I went to their shop.
Yeah,
And,
they started out by doing the Civil War reenactment period stuff, and then they got into broadening and doing the old style cookings, and
oh yeah,
they do quite a bit, and he's very interesting to watch.
They're about 45 minutes, I think, from Fort Wayne, and Fort Wayne is where my daddy grew up. So when we had to take a trip up there to see my uncle, you can debigify me. Anyhow,
Would that be the word shrink?
you can make me littler. Debigify. Anyhow, we went up there, and I used to watch his channel all the time. I hadn't watched it lately.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff I watch is smaller channels, but anyhow,
They've started collabs with other channels that do period stuff as well.
Cool.
So they've started doing that, and yeah, they'll show. They had one where they made beer and rum and stuff the way they made it back then.
Eddie, you didn't tell T-Rock how to make people big or small, did you?
No.
I know how to make them big. I feed them.
I figured that. I was like, you can take me off the big end. He's just leaving him there. I was like, that's Eddie. That's 100% Eddie.
All right. T-Rock.
Yeah.
You see you oh,
I
he
know.
did it.
I see it just below the screen.
Yeah, the well, also you see the little in the small pictures at the bottom, the little square on the left-hand side with the little silhouette of a person.
Yep.
You can click on that if you want to bigify somebody, and it makes it quicker. And then you can click it on again to make them small again, go back to regular. Or if you click
I
on
can edit your name.
no. On the other side, your left-hand
Oh no,
side.
I see that, but I can edit your name. Oh, I'm gonna
Yeah,
have
we know
fun.
we know that. We know that. But
I'm gonna
that
have
ain't
some fun here.
Now he's learning stuff all on his own. Eddie, you better be careful.
no,
I didn't know what
no,
the nickname in
no.
high school was.
no. There's no more nuts. No more cashews. They're gone.
Nope, just lost Jonesy.
It's those old lines he's got.
No.
Well, I've been studying up on how to make cacio e pepe,
No.
which
No
is
more
just
Pepper
cheese.
cream sauce for pasta.
Yeah, pepper and cheese on pasta.
Yep.
Looks good. What I've had was pretty good. I only
So-
had a
You'll get like the Italians. It kind of changes over time. You get the what we do is cream sauces now for the Italian pastas that we use, like Alfredo and such. They didn't start with the cream. That's not what they used. They kept the water that they boiled the pasta in. It had all the salt and the starches from the pasta. And they would just add the cheese and butter and prosciutto or ham to it. And it would make a creamy sauce. And, you know, it was a cheap way to do it. And now we start adding cream and stuff to it. And we'll add egg, you know, to thicken it up. And it's
Well-
good. It's not the traditional way they used to do it.
the recipes I've been watching have used you cook the pasta in a thinner thing in a smaller thing of water to make
Yeah.
sure you have more of that starch in there, and then they just add this mix the starch and the cheese grated. I don't have the kind of cheese. I
You watch
can't.
most chefs and cooking things, they'll try to tell you use a gallon of water, you know, in a huge pot. And I'm like, that's insane. I put it in a 10-inch frying pan and put just enough water in there to cover the sticks, and they'll stay nice and straight. They don't get all busted up. They all cook evenly. And then you've got a nice starchy water that you can use to help your sauce if you want. And I'm like,
Excellent.
hey, I don't understand this using a gallon of water. You know how long it takes to bring that up to a boil?
A lot longer. Yeah. By the way, a useless fact is that water weighs 8.33 pounds per gallon at shore level.
And if I walk 10 feet from the shore?
Well, even if you had 10 pounds, each one of them carrying a gallon of water, it'd be 8.33 pounds per gallon.
Yeah, but you said at shore level.
Well, at shore level, that's right. Elevation plays a role in weight.
So I'm 10 meters above sea level. How heavy is the water?
Don't know. I know at shore level, if you went and walked down to the water, it would be 8.33 pounds per gallon. Like I said, it's useless
Did you
information.
read that or did you test it?
But it's useless information. Nevertheless, it's stuck in my head. My
Hey,
head-
go ahead, Gary.
I'm just going to say my head's full of useless facts.
Oh, okay.
At least it's
Yeah.
full.
Hey,
I can't even remember what the tip coffee was to remind me about.
Nicole said, Gary, you need to make shorts of all this info. Hee hee.
Does anybody else have any food questions?
Yeah, when you
I
cooking.
can talk about that stuff. I'm working on converting that pie for you, Eddie.
Hey, there's there's Barbecue Rockstars link, guys. He's trying to hit 1,000 subs by New Year's or whatever. If you're not subscribed to him, check him out. If you like music and everything else, that includes you, T-Rock.
Is he a rock star that eats barbecue?
He's actually from the, yes, he cooks, and that you'll be interested in that. He has a cooking channel, but he lives in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and he's got a great channel.
My condolences.
Whatever, just go subscribe to him and tell him I sent you.
Is he a Cowgirls fan?
I don't know that, but he's a Marine.
Well.
But you need to subscribe to him.
Hey, Eddie, I got a Marine joke for you. So this Marine walks into a library, right? Come on, the Marine ain't going to walk into a library.
I was about to say that sounds like a fable.
All right, guys. Devil Dog out.
All right. I'll tell the only Marine joke I got. Only Marine joke I know. These group of Shiite, I don't know, whoever the enemy is at the moment, was walking through the desert, and they heard, one Marine can whoop 10 of you fellers. So the fellows leading grabbed 10 of them, sent them across the sand dune to the other side where they heard the voice from, and then all of a sudden, pow, 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 all this whooping, sounding, and then dead silence. And then you hear the same voice saying, one Marine can whoop 100 of you fellas. And so he gets 100 of them and sends them across the sand dune. And you start hearing this kerfuffle, all this commotion going on. And, then all of a sudden silence. And then you hear a voice says, one Marine can whoop 1,000 of you fellas. And so the head dude sends 1,000 of his soldiers across the sand, the sand dune, and all of a sudden one comes crawling back. He's lying. There's 2 of them.
Yeah, well, this guy up here, he's the one that told me that one joke that one time. He's like, Eddie, I was going to join the Marine Corps, but I couldn't pass a test. And I was like, what test is that, Bobby? He said, I couldn't fit my head in the jar.
The sad part was you could.
Well, I do have a small head. It's not big like yours, thinking you all that.
What's that like a hair? Just made it easier.
Have hair, it just sank down to his chin for some reason.
Hey, Tony, Kettle Kitchen. Thanks for coming in.
Sup, Tony?
Hey, I'll plug one of my favorite books here. Y'all check out one of those. If you like what Einstein told his cook, there's a couple of them, and it explains stuff in the kitchen. And some of it's science type stuff, but it explains it in a way where you understand it. And if you understand why they do some of the stuff they do, then you can make changes. And
they used to show that on Good Eats. They explained a lot of stuff on that show back in the day.
Yeah, the same guy, Alton Brown, he recommends these books too, because there's a lot of good info in there.
Hey, hunting and stuff with Jay. You'll
learn some of the stuff I'll be covering and stuff like that. There's 7 cooking methods. There's terms like when you're cooking proteins, coagulate, starches, absorb water, sugars, caramelize. So when you understand stuff like that, and the 5 different cooking methods, 7, different cooking methods, and you can combine those, then you can start looking at recipes and figure out, oh, this isn't going to work, but if I do that, it will. And you waste a lot less in the kitchen, and stuff turns out quite a bit better.
Yeah, I was watching one fella on that Cacio e Pepe. He was talking about using an emulsifier to because otherwise, with using that particular type of cheese, it tends to curdle at about 180 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna have to, if you do it the traditional way, you got to keep the temperature under 180 degrees in order for that to work properly. But if you use an emulsifier, apparently it will raise the point at which you can apply heat.
Xanthan gum.
That's one of them. I think another one that he pointed out was like
root, stuff like that.
I know that one thing that people use around here, I think, is sassafras root as well.
Yeah.
Devil Dog, it kind of surprised me, that you know somebody that knows so much stuff.
You don't ever listen to me.
I don't know who to feel sorry for there.
Hey, I like to be surrounded with people that are smarter than me. That way, when I need something done, they can do it. Like build somebody a computer.
Well, I'm just saying, T-Rock got some serious skills and knowledge on this stuff. I've studied up on it somewhat. I mean, I don't know as much as him, I'm sure. But the fact is that he got a good understanding of a lot of this stuff, and it ain't no rookie gonna know it. That's for sure.
I've been doing it.
Well, he could actually take you out in his shop and show you all the freaking trophies that he's gotten for. And if you look at his video, you could see the stuff that he put on a plate. It looks like a, fancy 5-star restaurant and stuff, but he's got a bunch of trophies from cook-offs and stuff like that. A whole bunch.
Well,
beat up from all the moves.
Me and him actually had discussed a long time ago about getting a barbecue truck and stuff like that to do certain tailgating or whatever, or barbecue competitions and stuff like that. But the trailer that I was getting didn't pan out.
I've been thinking about doing those in the Dutch oven cook-offs. I like cooking Dutch oven stuff too.
Dutch oven makes for a really fine Mexican cornbread.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that reminds me. Townsend's, they do some cooking in that Dutch oven stuff too.
Yep. Yep. They use a lot of cast iron implements because that's what they had available back then, and they keep it period.
Well, look at that, T-Rock. You picked up 2 subs since you've been in here. You're up to 28 now.
Ooh, that's more than fingers and toes that I got.
But in about 2 minutes, I got to jump off here because I got.
Yeah, we went over here, but I appreciate everybody coming in. We don't always just talk food, but I'll definitely talk some food. And I will be putting up more videos, sharing stuff, and I want to learn from y'all too. So I want to learn about the different regions and their dishes.
Like the Newfie stuff?
Hey, Newfies, they know how to make some seafood.
Saltfish and brown butter.
You know how to do Scottish stuff there, Al?
Scottish egg.
Did I ever say I was Scottish?
That would be Nova Scotia.
Well, is it Irish?
Irish, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, Irish then.
All right, an Irish egg.
A lot of our food, if you go over to Ireland, a lot of our food is
were
Spain.
Dutch, and they settled up in the what's now New York.
Yeah, well, okay, the Irish food.
Okay.
What kind of
Brother
Irish
dog.
food you cook?
I'm
Yes, sir.
hoping one day to get Drew up on the panel with us because I don't think you guys have met Drew.
Drew who?
Drew-
Drew's Lens?
Plans?
No. She's over in Scotland
Mm.
and she has a very thick Scottish drawl when she's talking. So I'm hoping to get her because I understand it just fine, but I know you guys are going to have a lot of trouble with it.
I know, what was that you said there, Al?
From Scotland?
Yep.
I could understand her. My heritage is Scottish.
Good for your heritage. You sound nothing like what she does.
Well,
You got to have some haggis before you can claim it.
I'm not Scottish.
I was talking to Eddie.
Oh, Eddie, yeah. I'd like to see Eddie eat haggis.
that could be another challenge, another
Hey,
another video.
Hey, it
I
can
like-
be really good if you just don't think about what you're eating.
Hey,
Well-
I'd like to see you eat this gummy bear there, Al.
The
I will
trouble
on
is,
your panel when you eat yours.
I'm
not
pretty
gonna eat
sure
mine.
haggis is illegal in the United States.
Nah.
I think so.
Everybody,
Hang
Nothing's illegal in the U.S. if you don't get caught.
okay, everybody, please send any recipes unusual recipes or anything else to trockvittles-n-such at gmail.com. It's right there on the screen. Y'all can keep this going, but I'm going to have to jet because I have a previous commitment, and this is a special kind of thing. But I
Arthur
appreciate
said you need to be committed.
hunting and stuff with Jay and Jay, Tony, Kettle's Kitchen, Nicole Chafe, Our Treasured Home, Gary, of course, Al Chafe, My Back Step, and everyone else that came and joined us, Homestead Aquarius, and everybody else. Let's see, Our Treasured Home said that. Eagles Trekker, Bellow
Authentic
29.
haggis, authentic haggis has been outlawed in the United States since 1971.
And my wife Jamie and everything else. So y'all can keep going. Y'all can keep going on, but I have to jet, and because I got
Eddie,
another.
thanks for your help on setting this up and learning me some stuff on it.
No worries. Y'all can keep talking. I'm not stopping you. But when you do go to stop, you got to press end broadcast, and they'll say, "Are you sure you want to end?" And you got to click that twice. You got to end it and then end it again.
All
So
right.
y'all have a good one. Y'all can keep talking. I will chat. See y'all soon.
Yep. See ya.
Good night, Jamie. Good night, Eddie.
Good night, Jamie. Good night, Eddie. Of course, I'm going to see y'all in a few minutes, I expect, anyhow.
Yeah.
I do appreciate all y'all coming in. And yeah, if y'all can share some family recipes, especially if you got stories to go with them, I love it.
Well, all my family recipes probably came from Alton Brown.
That's fine. I got
some recipes that I've gotten that were written down belong to my mother.
Yeah.
But one of them I know, it's T-bones. It's nothing spectacular or not, but the T-bone recipe calls for, I think it's 4 cups of flour, but in reality it takes about 8 cups.
Oh,
So I don't know why. I've been going through some of these recipes myself, so I can send you some of them, but there may be some adjustments that are going to need to be done because
well, that's
the
part of the
T-bone.
research on them to see what they did and why and how it.
Yeah, because the
What was
T-bone
it
is
accomplishing?
a dough,
Yeah.
and when you make it with the 4 cups of flour that it calls for,
Yeah.
it stays like a liquid. But it's not supposed to be a liquid. It's supposed to be a dough, so you can cut it out and make the T-bones.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll do one of our that my grandmother taught us that I'll be doing is called cushaw pie. And cushaw is a gourd, and it's kind of like a white pumpkin, kind of. And then we had some that we call cat head biscuits.
Oh, yeah.
Be making some cat head biscuits. So I've got a few.
Hey, what you do is make you some cat head biscuits and then make some of that homemade sausage gravy. You know, we're starting out with the bechamel. You know, that's some good stuff.
Yep.
Now, have you done on your videos that you got up there? Did you do those little squash things that you got?
No, I haven't done the squash. I hadn't done a video on the squash or anything yet.
You should probably do up a video on them too, because they looked interesting. That's something that I'd like to try. I wrote down what you said there for doing them, so I think I'm going to try it myself and see how it comes out.
Yeah, the summer squash, zucchini, the yellow squash. I mean, you can do it with some of the winter squashes. I forget what they're called. I don't know if y'all have them, but they're kind of dish shaped and they're white and they're fluted and they're a type of squash. They're winter squashes here.
Yeah, I think we can get the. I think out in our supermarket though they have the butter squash net out there. So
Yeah. So it works with all of them, and it's just, you know, hey, we can fry anything, but it's actually, you're just frying it just enough to put a coating on it. And
Now, are you talking about patty pan squashes?
we always call them winter squash. Some people might have called them cauliflower squash because they're white like a cauliflower.
yeah, I know the ones you're talking about.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the patty pan?
No, I don't recognize the name.
Okay. Well, hang on, I'll show you.
That's a Mississippi thing.
No, it ain't.
No,
Just might be.
No, that's a Mississippi thing. You know,
because I know sometimes we got different names for things here. That's the same thing, and I'm talking about it, and everybody's like, "What are you talking about?" And they said something completely different. I was like,
these are patty pans. I don't know if y'all can see that or not.
Bigify it.
Well, you have to go through and put my pitch or no. If you look down at the bottom, you'll see another one that says, two of them say Batman.
Yeah.
yeah, you had to add the other one to the string.
Add the one to the string. Just put the cursor over. There we go. Now these are patty pan. These are patty pan squash. That is not a Mississippi thing.
Yeah, that's what we call winter squash.
Okay, well,
The white.
I consider butternut squash and that type of thing a winter squash as well. And typically, your winter squash, as far as I know, is anything with a nice thick that can go through, through the winter. It's grown in the summer.
How about butternut squash, y'all? Acorn squash.
Yeah.
You cut that acorn squash and hit it with just a little brown sugar and pumpkin pie seasoning and just roast it in the oven, and you can sit there and just eat it. And it's a very much like a pumpkin, and it's real good just to roast it and eat it straight out like that.
Tony over at Kettle Kitchen, I don't know if this is a little too late because it's been a few minutes, but he put T-Rock's Vittles-N-Such. Are you limiting in to just main courses?
Okay, I got a question here.
Sides, bread, desserts.
I think Kettle Kitchen is going to ask.
When I went to culinary school, I started with the focus on the culinary side, but I love the baking side, and almost switched my major to the baking because I love the baking too.
Everything. Everything.
So I do a lot of baking, pastries, and I do like that. You were talking earlier, Gary, making that sausage gravy with the bechamel. And that's one of the mother sauces, and sausage gravy is a bechamel just with some sausage thrown in it. One of the tricks I learned lately, and I kind of realized it and started doing it, get the packages of country gravy powder mix. Mix that up in a saucepan, and once it's made up, put your shredded cheddar cheese and a little mustard powdered in that. Mix that in with your elbow mac, and you got the traditional mac and cheese right there, and it's real good. It's so quick and easy to make, and it's not Kraft. It's Kraft mac and cheese. It's traditional cheese sauce mac and cheese, and it doesn't take any time at all to make, and it's real good.
Oh yeah.
Kettle Kitchen, just a second there, Gary. Kettle Kitchen is asking, are you limited to do just main courses, sides, breads, desserts, or anything, or is it
Any
all
of
of the above?
Libations, drinks, any of it.
Anything. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the same question I just asked him, Al. I was just so you know.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That's okay. I'm just letting you know that we were a few minutes late on asking that, but I looked up a mac and cheese recipe from Alton Brown that was similar to that, but he had, and I messed it up because he suggested some hot sauce in it. I didn't like the hot sauce in it.
You put just a little bit, a teaspoon or so. So the
I
idea
know,
is
but
you
threw
want
the whole.
flavors, so you need some acid. You need some acidity. So you put just a little bit of just normal everyday hot sauce or Tabasco in it, just to get a little bit of acidity. So you balance the savory, the salty, and the acids.
I didn't care for it, but that's just me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna make it again, I think, but I ain't gonna put no. If I need something acidic in it, I will. I'm not opposed to throwing a little bit of vinegar in it. But
Yeah. Some white, a little bit of splash of white wine or a rice wine vinegar, a little bit of lemon juice. Just it shouldn't be enough that you really taste it. It's just the acid's going to kind of wake up the flavors, and you'll taste the other flavors more.
okay.
All right, guys. I gotta run.
I'm going to cut out too. Again, I really appreciate everybody coming in, y'all. Thank you very much. I had fun,
No
and
problem.
I'll be doing it again.
Hey, I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good night.
Have a
See
good one,
you
Gary.
guys.
Thanks, everybody.